Welcome to my daily yoga series. It's day 6, and today we're going to focus a bit more on strengthening the backside and opening through the front as a preparation for tomorrow's full class. Let's get started. You don't need any props for today's practice. Unless you know that you have sensitive knees, then you could have something to cushion the knees. Like I have knee pads, for example, for the camel pose, where there's quite a lot of pressure on the knees. But other than that, we don't need any props. And we're going to start from lying down on the belly today. So when you have your space ready, bring yourself to lie down on the front. And just lengthen your legs onto the mat, onto the floor. And you could bring your hands under the head, or you might bring your head all the way down onto the mat. Where do you feel you could just give yourself a moment to arrive onto the mat, arrive into your practice. And then once you've found your pose, your shape, check in with your breath as well. You could send a few breaths down towards the lower back. Allow your heavy pelvis, the front of the pelvis, to sink down towards the mat. Also send a few breaths towards the back side of your rib cage. Just finding that space on the back side of the body. And then you could very gently start drawing in through the core towards the spine, but still finding space for the breaths. So that might be just gently, in a very subtle way, drawing in through the pelvic floor, drawing in through the lower belly. Maybe sending your breaths a bit more to the ribs, to the side, to the back, to the front. And if Ujjayi breath is a part of your practice, you might find gentle Ujjayi breath. We are going to focus a bit more on strengthening today. We'll hold the poses a bit longer. So it is important that you feel that you can breathe through the poses without losing that core support. And then we'll prepare for our first back bends. We'll start with some cobra. So lengthen your legs away from the head, reach head very gently away from the feet. And then step your hands out to the side, so a wider cobra stance. And if possible, just keep the weight on your fingertips, so not the full palm on the mat, but lift your hands onto fingertips. You can lift your elbows up. Exhale, kind of strengthening, engaging that core support. And then as you inhale, lift your chest slightly off the mat into a small cobra. And exhale, lowering down, keeping a long line from head to toes. Again, as you inhale, peel your chest off the mat, just lightly pressing down through the fingertips. Exhaling down. We'll do 2 more rounds. With your in-breath, reach the head forward before starting to lift off the mat. So we keep that active length through the spine. Exhaling down. Also engaging through your upper back, around the shoulder blades. 1 more time, reaching forward and inhaling, peeling the chest off the mat. And then exhale, release the chest down. And now ground your palms on the mat, still keeping hands wide apart. And just a few times, rock the weight from side to side. You might lift your head slightly off the mat, but chest could stay down, and you're just kind of gently pushing and pulling the weight from one hand to the other, allowing yourself to rock your upper back almost like massaging your chest, if that feels okay. And then let that movement calm down. Open your right arm out to the right side of the mat into a cactus shape, elbow at least shoulder height, maybe even slightly higher up. And then as you inhale, roll onto your right side. You can step your left foot behind you, starting to open a bit more through the chest. You can still adjust the angle in your right arm, but like I said, we try to keep the elbow either shoulder height or a bit higher up. If stepping the left foot behind you is painful, you can also bend both knees, so your both knees are kind of turned towards the left side of the mat. Take another breath here, in and out. If possible, let your head rest on the mat. And then exhale, release back onto the belly. We'll do the same to the other side. So step your right hand on the mat, open left arm into that cactus shape. And then inhale, roll onto your left side. And now you might step the right foot behind you. Or again, you have the option of bending both knees. So knees are kind of turned towards the right side of the mat. Whichever option feels good for you here. And you might still slightly adjust the angle in that left arm. No need to push too much with the right arm. Just a gentle opening here early in the practice. Take another breath in and out. And then slowly start to slide back onto your belly. And then we're going to lift onto hands and knees. So lift yourself onto all fours. And if you want any support under the knees, you could bring knee pads or something else to cushion the knees. We're going to go down onto elbows and knees. And you can either interlock your fingers, bring hands together like a triangle shape in your forearms, or you can turn your palms onto the mat. We'll go into cat-cows with a moving tail. First side. Now as you inhale, lengthen your right leg behind you. You might slightly open the chest. And then exhale, round your back and draw that right knee in towards the chest. Head can go towards the knee. Inhale again, lengthen your right leg behind you. Open the chest. And exhale, round the back. Bring knee in towards the chest. Head towards the knee. And 2 more rounds. Inhaling, reaching your right leg away from the head. Exhale, rounding the back. Knee coming in. Core is engaged. 1 more full round. Inhale, reaching the right leg back. And exhale, bring the right knee in, rounding the back. And then as you inhale, reach that right leg behind you. And now leave it there. And either keep the right leg extended, or you can bend the right knee so you're almost kind of reaching the right foot towards the head. Not trying to tickle your head with a foot, but just the idea of bending that knee, engaging a bit more through the hamstrings in that right leg. Take another breath in and out. Keep good support around your shoulder blades, upper back wide. And exhale, release that right knee down. And then lean into a brief child's pose. You can bring arms down next to your legs. Just to release the shoulders before we do that to the other side. Take a breath in and out. And then from child's pose, bring yourself back onto elbows and knees. You can make the same choice or different choice with your arms. So again, you could have that triangle shape, or you could have your palms turned down towards the mat. And now we're going to lengthen the left leg off the mat. Reach left leg behind us. Inhale. And as you exhale, round back, draw the left knee in, head coming down. And inhale, reach the left leg back, open your chest. You can keep upper back wide. And exhale again, left knee comes in, rounding the back, pushing elbows to the mat. And inhaling, lengthening the left leg back, opening the chest. Again, exhale, the knee comes in, rounding the back. And inhale, lengthen the left leg behind you. Let's do one more full round. Exhale, round the back, head coming down. And then inhale, reach that left leg behind you. And we're going to keep it there, either as an extended leg, or you can bend the left knee, kind of drawing the foot towards the buttock or drawing the foot towards the head. Keep inner thighs engaged as well. Keep core engaged. And then exhale, release that left knee down. And now bring both legs down and then bring yourself to sit on your knees, on the shins. Roll your shoulders a couple of times. As you inhale, reach arms up. And then exhale. Bring yourself one more time onto elbows and knees. This time we're going to lift into dolphin pose, and same options here. You could have your hands together or turn palms to the mat. Now tuck the toes under and lift your pelvis up. So you lift the weight onto your feet. So we're on the forearms, on elbows and on the feet. And just reaching the pelvis away from the elbows, keeping a wide space between the tops of the shoulders and ears. Not leaning head on to the mat. Keep a little space there, if possible, between the mat and the head. Take one more breath here, in and out. And then exhale, bring your knees to the mat. Lift yourself onto hands and knees and just do a few movements for your shoulders, for your neck. Kind of circling the hips, circling the back. Going both ways. Just release that tension we've been creating. And then from hands and knees, we're going to go into some standing poses. So you might now put the knee pads aside. And we're going to step the left foot forward into a high runner's lunge. So lift the right knee off the mat. Find your way onto the left foot, on the ball of that right foot. And then as you inhale, start to lift your back up. Looking for a long line from head to that right heel. So really engaging through the back side. We're not hunching over the left leg, but really hovering off that left leg. Arms could be out on the sides. Or if you want an extra challenge for the back, you might reach arms overhead as well. Check that you are breathing. And then we're going to travel into Warrior 3, balancing pose from here. So start to shift the weight onto your left foot and inhale, exhale, lift yourself to balance on that left foot, tilting your back forward, maybe lifting the right leg higher up, but trying to maintain that long line from head to that right foot. Standing leg knee could still be bent, or you can extend the left leg. Take another breath here, in and out. And then as you inhale, lift your back up. Bring right knee towards the chest. You can gently hug the right knee in. Still feel that long line through the back. Leave your right hand on the right knee. And as you inhale, rotate that right hip open without turning the whole pelvis, just rotating the right hip open so right knee turns a bit more out to the side. Breathe here, in and out. And again, if you want an extra challenge, you can reach arms overhead, keeping that right leg where it is. And then slowly, slowly close the right hip and bring your both feet on the mat. You can roll the shoulders a bit. And we're going to go through those same poses, those same standing poses on the other side, now in reverse order. Remember to keep checking in with your breath. You're breathing all the time. So we start with that balancing, rotating left hip open to the side. Now bring your left knee towards the belly, towards the chest. And first, you can hug the knee in. Really grounding down through the right foot, making that connection to the mat. And then you can leave left hand on the left knee. And as you inhale, start to rotate the left leg out to the side. Again, without turning the whole pelvis. So here the right side, the standing leg buttock also engages, kind of resists that whole pelvis turning. You're almost rotating the right hip open as well. If you want an extra challenge, again, you can reach arms up overhead. Keep breathing. And then we're going to go straight into that warrior 3. So now close the left hip. And then as you exhale, start to reach your left foot behind you, tilting the pelvis, tilting the back forward. Again, engaging through the whole back line, keeping the whole back line engaged. So we're not hunching forward, we're not diving down, we're flying, we're hovering. You could bring arms overhead if you want. It's that extra challenge. Standing the knee could be slightly bent. Take another breath in and out. And then we're going to step into that high lunge. So slowly bend the right knee and step your left foot far back, not leaning down yet. So we're still keeping that long line from hip to the left heel. Extra challenge again, arms could be overhead if you want. Keep core engaged. So we're not letting the back drop into too big of an arch either. It's a long, controlled line. Take another breath here, in and out. And then we're going to bring hands onto the mat. And let's step into a downward facing dog. So you can pedal the feet a bit. Shake the head. Breathe in and out. And then we're going to travel down onto the mat, onto the belly. So from your downward dog, shift the weight forward into plank. Pause there to breathe in and out. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Bring yourself onto your belly. And either bring arms next to your sides or interlock fingers behind the back, behind the pelvis. We'll go into full locust pose. You can reach head and feet away from each other. Gently press down through the front of the pelvis. Draw in through the lower core. And then inhale, start to peel the chest and the legs slightly off the mat. You might look down to the mat. You might look forward, see what feels good in the neck. And keep breathing. Feel that engagement coming from the feet, through inner legs, to your spine, all the way to the crown of the head. There's still some space for the breath. Maybe it's more on the front side in the chest. Maybe it's out on the side ribs. One more breath here. And then as you exhale, slowly release down. You can bring hands under your shoulders, and we're going to go into child's pose. So lift yourself off the mat and then round your back. You might open legs wider apart if you want. And just find a gentle child's pose for a few breaths. Releasing that back side. Maybe taking a few slightly deeper breaths in and out as well. And then slowly from child's pose, bring yourself up to sitting on your knees. We're going to go into camel pose. So now, if you know that you have sensitive knees, you might want to bring something under the knees. And we're going to bring ourselves up to standing on the knees. Toes could be tucked under, or you might release your feet, extend your ankles. And first, just find that engagement, that support through the back side. Think about slightly sending your sit bones down towards the backs of the knees. Then start to lengthen down through the back of the pelvis, lower back, leaving that space in the lower back. Start to lift up through the chest bone, and you could have hands on that lower back so you can feel that length in the lower back as well. Take another breath in here, opening across the chest. And you can either stay here, or you can exhale, start to lean back, opening through the front. Last option, you can reach hands to your feet. If you tuck the toes under, that will bring your heels, your feet a bit closer to the hands, so that might make things just a bit easier. And keep breathing. You might look up. You might even look behind you if that feels good. But if this is painful in the neck, then keep chin closer to your chest. You can keep looking forward as well. But keep that engagement through the back side. Some tension on the front side. Take one more breath in and out. And then bring hands onto your lower back. Inhale, lift yourself up, and then bring yourself onto hands and knees, and just give some gentle movement. You could circle from hands to knees, knees to hands. Maybe head circling, moving the neck. Couple more rounds. And then, if you have knee pads or something under the knees, you can just put that support aside and bring yourself to sit down on the left hip. So bringing knees towards the right side of the mat. Come lie down on the left side and then open your chest up towards the ceiling into a full reclining twist. If you feel that you want to go further into that twist, you might extend your left leg so only right knee is bent. Left hand could rest on the right leg. And just take a couple more breaths in and out. Allow the chest, shoulders to soften. Head can turn to one side or the other. And then slowly from that twist, roll onto your back. If needed, you can wiggle your way back onto the mat if you kind of rolled yourself off the mat. And then we'll do that twist to the other side. So bring both knees to the right side of the mat. You can adjust your pelvis. And then open your chest, open the left arm out to the side. Maybe opening the right arm out to the side as well. Head could again turn to one side or the other. And if you want, you might slide into that one-legged twist as well, with right leg extended, left knee bent. Maybe right hand resting on that left leg. On this side, you can create a different shape. Focus on what the pose feels like and what is useful, helpful for your body today. Take another breath or two in and out. And then slowly, slowly roll back onto your back. And then we're going to hug the knees in towards the chest, towards the belly. You might gently rock from side to side. You might even bring head towards the knees if you want. And then either stay here hugging the knees, or if you want, release the legs down for a brief resting Shavasana pose. Allowing the back side to now sink heavy down towards the mat. Softening through the belly, allowing your core to release, let go of that support, let go of that tension. Let yourself check in with your breath. Give yourself another 5 to 10 breaths wherever you are, resting in your resting pose. You can take a few slightly deeper breaths. Exhale through the mouth, let out a sigh. And then if you feel like you'd like to extend this Shavasana pose, you can stay here longer. You can make this as long of a resting pose as is needed today. Or if you now feel that you'd be ready to slowly start ending, closing the practice, just gently stretch your arms, your legs away from each other, reaching them long along the mat, along the floor. And then you could roll down onto one side, or you could rock yourself up into a seat. What would be an easy way to bring yourself up into your final seated pose? Give yourself a few breaths here. Just slowly closing the practice. And And then if it's a part of your practice, you can bring your palms together in front of the chest. And as always, at the end of the practice, most importantly, thank yourself for bringing yourself onto the mat, into your practice today. And I thank you very much for joining in. Namaste. Thank you.